Hey everyone. All right, so end of the year almost. And as we head into December, we're going to, I think, try to do this Vlogmas thing, even though we didn't even know that was the thing, but we already kind of had some ideas for sort of holiday movies and maybe like wish lists and things like that. So probably come up with some stuff. So I don't know if we'll do it every day, but we'll try to post frequently. And this is my December TBR, and I know this is a little before December, so we're not going to include this in the whole Vlogmas thing, but something else coming up. So I am going to be taking part in a readathon this month, and it's the Reindeer Readathon. I heard about this from Kristin Crave's books, and I'm going to tag actually the 6 hosts, like the 6 teen leads, because I'm actually going to be on Team Mistletoe, which is with Break Even Books, and then there's 6 other people. So that's how I heard about it, and then I thought it sounded like a great idea. So I think, I'm assuming there's still time because there's a few days left. So yeah, but the prompts, I really was like, when I did the readathon for the Bookish Drummer back in July, I was really, really active in it, and I really wanted to win. And so I made sure I hit all my prompts, and I think I read like 28 or 30 books or something that month, and I just felt like that was the best I've done all year. And then it's been kind of downhill. And there were other reasons. It wasn't just that. But so I was like, I think readathons and challenges, they do keep me kind of focused on trying to hit a goal. But I also, I don't want to get so locked into something that I feel like it's too many things that I can't do. Because then I just get overwhelmed. And so this was a nice one because there were only 9 prompts. And then some of the books count twice if you can do all of them. And then if you do all of them, you can do another one again. And they were very, very broad for the most part, so it gave me a lot of room. And I was like, well, 9 books. I should be able to at least get to 9 books, right? We'll see. Hasn't been so much the last few months, but we'll see. So the prompts are, I'm just going to kind of go through them really quick, and then I'll talk about the books that I picked. And again, this is subject to change, just simply because I may, like I always tend to just be like, oh, I really need to, do more or whatever. So the first one is Dasher, and it's read a book where the title contains one of the first 5 words there was like a word search. And you could also there were 63 words. So you could also do a random number generator. And that's what I ended up doing because I was like, I don't know, like, I have a tendency, I'll like see something and then it's not actually on the list. And so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm just going to pick 5 words. So, I don't remember off the top of my head what the 5 words were. I feel like one was like, I honestly don't remember. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. The words I got were rain, storm, bone, power, and curse. So I already was hoping to read The Curse of Penrith Hall, so that's going to be my Dasher book. And again, as I get to each of these, I'll kind of talk a little bit about them. Dancer is read a book with a title that has at least 5 words in it. So that there was a lot of stuff on my TBR that had that. So this is my plan. I may change some of these books out for something else, if obviously as the mood strikes, but or if a book ends up not appealing to me, I want to finish the book. So if it's something I think I'm going to put aside or DNF, obviously I'll change it. Prancer is read a book set in a place you've never been. Vixen is a book that you have been putting off. Comet is a book that starts with the same letter as your star sign. And mine is Sagittarius, so S. Cupid is read a book that has multiple points of view. Donner is a book with multiple animals on the cover, and this was really hard for me because I don't read like romance or a lot of like cozy mysteries, and so there weren't a lot of, and I don't read a lot of fantasies, so there was very limiting. There are a lot of books with one animal, but finding multiple animals was very difficult. I do have a couple backup plans though. So, and then Blitzen is roll the dice and use number generator, random number generator from 1 to 6. And the number you get, you multiply it by 100, and that's the minimum number of pages you need. And I got very lucky and rolled a 1. And so I only have to read 100 pages, which is not going to be an issue. Everybody with the 600 pages is probably although there is a secondary prompt of a book that's 500 pages or more. So if you got the 5 or 6, that kind of automatically covers that one. And then Rudolph is read a book that came out before you were born or a book that came out in 2023. And I had a lot of books that come out in 2023, but I wanted to make this a little more challenging. And I actually was looking for something that was longer because I wanted to hit that 500 page. So I decided I would go with the classics because they were all obviously written before I was born. So that gave me more options there. So, and then the secondary, so I'm going to go through the list. So again, Curse of Penrith Hall is my, I got the word curse. Couple in the Photo has 5 letters. The Jaguar Prophecies is set in Mexico, and I've never been there. Vixen is a book you've been putting off reading, and this is The Unbearable Lightness of Being. And I absolutely love this title. I love the cover. I love everything I think about it, but I have yet to read it. It's just been sitting in my Kindle for ages. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Comet is a book that starts with the first letter of your star sign, so Sunny for Sagittarius. The Dinner Party has multiple points of view. Wayward has multiple animals. It's got a couple birds and then some bugs. And then a book of 100 pages. I went with The Mystery at Raspberry Hill. It's a middle grade book, so it's short. And that is because for the book that was written before I was born, I went with The Woman in White, and that's 700 pages. So I'm a little wary of whether I'm going to be able to pull that off, so we'll see. So for the secondary things was a book of 500 pages or more. And so for the 9 prompts, you can only use them once. And then for these 5, you have to use one of the 9, but you can only use one. I can't use Woman in White 3 times or anything. So I decided Woman in White would be my 500 page one as well. And then Curse of Penrith Hall is an ebook. So I think these are all ebooks actually. So that's that. And then for audiobook, I put Wayward, which I have on audiobook. I have a really hard time with audiobooks, but there is a sort of disclaimer of for disability or just sensitivities, if you need to swap something out. So I might just do it as ebook. And then Sunny is a book that you're supposed to, for Christmas tree, branch out to something new, and it's sci-fi, robot kind of stuff. So I probably, I'm interested in it, but it might be a little out there for me. And then Christmas Alpha book that's been on your shelf or your TBR forever, and that's The Unbearable Lightness of Being. And then Christmas Sleigh, or Slaying It, is once you've done all of these and beat all these, so you did your 9 and also hit all 5 of these, if you can do that, you can read anything a second time and get those points. So one of the prompts a second time. So obviously I'm going to try to do that, but I left that as a question mark because clearly it's going to depend on what I read and then and if I do have the time to do that, obviously what I pick will probably depend. To be honest, I'll probably just go with another book that's at least 100 pages, for my prompt, but also that has less points than other ones, so I might try to go with whatever my points are. So The Curse of Penrith Hall, just briefly, it's an arc I have and I've been waiting to read, and this is a gothic kind of mystery. So I think it might be dark academia, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it might just be a Cornish seaside gothic thing, which is also something I love. The Couple in the Photo is a thriller and mystery. Wayward, I don't actually know anything about. I know it's been nominated for all the awards this year and everyone loves it. And it sounded really appealing, and I don't know what ended up happening, why I didn't get around to it, but I've been hearing good things about it, so I'm going to try it. And then Jaguar Prophecies, you may remember I read I think it was called the Doomsday Codex, which is the first book. And I really liked it. It's not really my thing. It's just kind of traditional action adventure. But this is the second one, and I was excited to see how the story continues. Unbearable Lightness of Being, I believe, is like a sort of philosophical, literary, like meditation on grief. I'm not 100% sure though, so I could be wrong. Sunny is a science fiction story, I think, about a woman whose husband dies and he left her like robot behind or something, so it sounds sort of Black Mirror-esque. The Dinner Party is about a bunch of people at a party in Australia and then people get murdered. The Mystery of Raspberry Hill is like a middle grade mystery. And then Wilkie Collins' Woman in White is a gothic horror. So, obviously, gothic horror and mysteries, those are my favorites. And thrillers, domestic thrillers. And so I threw a couple other things in there that I was interested in reading. Either arcs I have, a lot of these are arcs, and then are books that I've just been hanging on to. So then other books I want to read, because there are going to be, hopefully there'll be room for me to read some more, and then hopefully I can count one of these, towards the other prompt, depending on what's going on. So I'd like to try to finish, or read, I haven't even started it, Same Bed, Different Dreams, which I've had for a while as an arc, and I know it's already out, and it sounds a little complex, but it sounds really great, and I do just want to, sit with it, though. Where the Dead Wait, which is coming out soon, and I have the arc for this, and this is by the girl or guy, or person, who wrote All the White Spaces, I think it's called. So another sort of Antarctic horror trapped kind of thriller thing. The Future, which is Naomi Alderman, I have the arc for this one. This is supposed to be great, and I really, really enjoyed The Power, so curious to see what this one's like. The Favorites is supposed to be sort of a, I think, dark academia, feminist kind of thriller type thing, so we'll see what that's like. Engagement Party is described as, and then there were none meets I Know What You Did Last Summer, and it's like basically people did something, and then 12 years later they're all trapped on an island and they get killed off or something, so right up my alley. And then taking a little bit of a step into some nonfiction, well, this is just one nonfiction, is 60 Songs That Explain the 90s. I was a 90s kid. Music was really important to me throughout, high school and college, and so I'm just really looking forward to reading this, kind of taking that trip down memory lane, and, thinking about music I probably haven't thought about in a long time, and maybe thinking about it from a more sociological and cultural perspective. Just curious. So I like to try to read nonfiction. I don't feel like I've read enough this year. I read a few things, but generally, I do try to shake it up and read at least, 20% of my books. This year I'm not sure that I have, but and then Murder by Degrees, which is a historical mystery set in Philadelphia. So this sounds really fun as well. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know, obviously, if I'll finish everything. If, the holidays, it's kind of a tough time to be trying to read too, but it's also a little quieter at work, and I'm also, after, the week following Christmas, I'll have a little bit more time to myself, and I'll probably have a million new books. So I want to try to get some of these done. But yeah, so that's my TBR for December. And Mr. Chonk doesn't usually do these because he just kind of decides when he feels like reading a book. So we're gonna be around and do some co-videos throughout December. Like I said, hopefully we'll follow the Vlogmas thing. If we don't do the whole month, we'll at least try to do 12 days or every other day or something. To get some stuff in there. So maybe 12 days might be a little more reasonable. Anyway, let me know what you're looking forward to in December. What holiday you celebrate. I don't know, I know it's always Vlogmas is kind of like that Christmas, but again, I know everybody celebrates different things. And so, what are your plans for this month? Hopefully, if nothing else, unwinding, enjoying the rest of the year, and getting ready to start 2024. All right. So this is my last TBR of 2023. So hopefully it'll be an awesome month, and I will get a bunch done. Bye.